What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today is very special because we are going back and playing some Black Ops 3. It's been a really long time since we got some Black Ops 3 on this channel, but I'm really curious what you guys think. Do you guys think I should do more Black Ops 3? Do you like seeing Black Ops 3 on the channel? Or should I just stay away from it and kind of stick to Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, that kind of thing? Let me know down in the comments, and also if you want to see more Black Ops 3, go ahead and hit that like button. The more likes this video gets, the more likely I am to do more Black Ops 3. But today we're going to be talking about what Black Ops 3 did right, because at this point in the year, let's face it, Infinite Warfare just isn't doing as well as Black Ops 3 did at this time of year last year. Not to mention, Black Ops 3 is not only a good Call of Duty, but it's one of the top-selling Call of Duties of all time. Not to mention one of the top-selling games of the next-gen consoles ever. But real quickly before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention, over on my Let's Play channel, last week I actually started to do a Let's Play of Resident Evil 7. It's a really fucking creepy game. I'm not good at playing scary games, but it's a lot of fun to play through with you guys. So if you want to check that out, there's a link down in the description to my Let's Play channel, or I'll leave a link on the screen and annotation right here for you to check that out. Now, throughout this video, we're going to be talking about 5 to 6 things that I think Black Ops 3 did very, very well, on top of not only just Infinite Warfare, but on top of other Call of Duty games as well. Now, throughout this video, we are going to be comparing this game a lot to Infinite Warfare, so just keep that in mind. And on top of that, some of these things do come down to personal preference, so if you disagree with me or have something that I missed in this video, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to think, and more specifically, what you guys think Black Ops 3 did really, really well. So let me know down in the comments. Now, the first thing is something that's been skimmed over, and I don't think a lot of people really talk about, especially when comparing Black Ops 3 to Infinite Warfare, and that's time to kill and how the weapons actually feel. One of the most important things in a Call of Duty game is how the weapons actually feel, because those are the things you're going to be using in every single game, and if they don't feel good or they don't feel right, the game isn't going to feel good or right. So in Black Ops 3, I think they did the feel of the weapons very well, the hit detection pretty well, and on top of that, the time to kill was absolutely perfect. Whereas when we look at Infinite Warfare, the time to kill in Infinite Warfare is extremely, extremely long. In fact, generally speaking, when comparing weapons in Black Ops 3 to Infinite Warfare, it takes 1 to 2 extra bullets to kill people, and that means your time to kills are almost doubled in some cases compared to Black Ops 3. So it's a much longer time to kill on almost every single weapon in Infinite Warfare compared to Black Ops 3. Now, Black Ops 3 time to kill is more comparable to something like Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is a little bit quicker, but it's a quicker time to kill. It feels very crisp and very smooth. Whereas in Infinite Warfare, when you have this slower time to kill, the problems become where you shoot first and die first. And another reason why that happens is because in Infinite Warfare, there's actually less aim assist on weapons than compared to Black Ops 3. I think that's actually a bad decision. I think the amount of aim assists that are on weapons in Black Ops 3 is much more smooth and feels a lot better than in Infinite Warfare. Now, this kind of ties into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is probably going to be one of the more controversial things in this video, and that's the way they did sniping in Black Ops 3. When Black Ops 3 first came out, the sniping community was kind of pissed about how they did sniping. And if you don't know how it works, basically, the bolt-action sniper rifles, those sniper rifles that are going to kill people consistently in one bullet, do not have aim assist in Black Ops 3. They are all based on how well you can actually aim that weapon, and it takes a lot of skill to properly use a sniper in Black Ops 3. Whereas in Infinite Warfare, there is the same amount of aim assist on sniper rifles that there is on an SMG or an assault rifle, so it takes a little bit less skill to use a sniper rifle in Infinite Warfare compared to Black Ops 3. A lot of people didn't like what they did with snipers in Black Ops 3, and that's why we've seen it change in Infinite Warfare. However, closer to the end of the life cycle, I think Treyarch actually got a lot of praise for doing that to the snipers, because it took a weapon that's potentially overpowered because it always kills in one bullet, and makes it so that it's only overpowered in people's hands that are actually really good with the weapon, and that's what I like to see. And one of the things I noticed with that is as soon as I took YouTube as my full-time job and started streaming Black Ops 3 every single night, I got a lot better with the sniper rifle because my aim got better, and the better I got as a player, the better I got with the sniper rifle, because it actually took a larger skill gap to actually be good with the sniper rifles. I actually really enjoyed that, and I thought it was a welcome mechanic to the game that we really haven't seen before in other Call of Duty games. There's been other sniper mechanics that they've tried to change, but this was the first one that I felt actually worked and made players who were good with snipers, especially if you looked at players like Pomage and Sprat, players like those who were really good with the sniper, they shred with the sniper rifle. Whereas if you just put it in an amateur player's hands, they're not going to perform that well with snipers in Black Ops 3. Now, I feel like this is something you could debate and say it's actually better to have aim assist on snipers, and I think this is something that you may disagree with me about, so you can always let me know down in the comment section whether you prefer sniping in Black Ops 3 or whether you like it more in Infinite Warfare. Do you like aim assist on snipers or not? Now, the next one is all personal preference, and it's the colors, the way the maps look, the way the characters look, the way the specialist looks, all of that things in Black Ops 3 I thought were actually pretty good. One of the games that I think had the worst colors in the Call of Duty series was Call of Duty Ghost. It was very bland, very colorless, whereas when we look at Black Ops 3, all of the maps look very colorful. The colors really pop on all of the maps, and even on the characters, the different character gear, they did a very good job with the colors, and this is something I think Infinite Warfare actually carried over, because if we look at all the maps and even the character models in Infinite Warfare, the colors are very strong, very vibrant, so that was, I think, a welcome addition to the Call of Duty series, something that Black Ops 3 did exceptionally well, even on top of Advanced Warfare, and especially on top of Ghost. And one of the most controversial things in Black Ops 3 was the specialist characters to do with the abilities and weapons, but one thing I think all of us can agree on is that the specialist characters themselves, not their abilities and not their weapons, added a really cool thing to the multiplayer. It added a little bit of lore, it added a little bit of background, and on top of that, finding out that every multiplayer match you played was actually a simulation within a computer, and these soldiers were actually playing themselves in a simulation, was even more lore added on top of this multiplayer that normally in Call of Duty we don't get any lore in at all. Even finding out whether Spectre was a male or a female, or all of these kind of little intricate details to do with the specialist characters, was a really cool addition. On top of that, when you were to open a supply drop and actually get some really cool specialist gear, it felt good to actually pimp out your specialist character. Now, just as a comparison, when we look at Infinite Warfare, we don't have specialist characters, we have rigs. The characters themselves, the names of the characters, who they are, doesn't really matter. In Infinite Warfare, they made it all about what weapons they have, what abilities they have, and not about the characters whatsoever. There's none of that lore that Black Ops 3 had with their specialist characters. Even in the names themselves, in Black Ops 3 you had specialist characters. In Infinite Warfare you have rigs. The characters have nothing to do with it. So why in Infinite Warfare should I feel special getting character gear? I don't have any actual emotional investment in those characters whatsoever, whereas in Black Ops 3, I had that emotional investment with those characters. On top of that, in Advanced Warfare, it was really the first game that had in-depth character customization. I know they had little things in Call of Duty Ghost and stuff like that, but in Advanced Warfare, they had in-depth character customization, and you had one character. You really felt emotionally invested in your character. You pimped him out, made him look cool, even though they may have taken it too far with like the clown exosuits and stuff like that, you still were invested in your character, whereas when we come to Infinite Warfare, I don't feel any attachment whatsoever to my rig setup. There's just no reason for me to customize it at Finds. Like, yeah, you may look a little bit more cool, but I don't feel as great getting gear in Infinite Warfare as I did in Advanced Warfare, or especially Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3, what I'm getting at is the specialist characters themselves added a really cool element to the game. Not necessarily the abilities or weapons, but the characters themselves. Now, this is probably going to be the most controversial thing I talk about in this video, but it's specifically in comparing to Infinite Warfare, and that's the way they did supply drop weapons. So in Infinite Warfare, there's going on 300 different supply drop weapons because of variants, whereas in Black Ops 3, they had specific set weapons. So you had your Vesper, you had your VMP, your KN-44, your M8, and then when they introduced supply drop weapons, they were just new weapons. There was no variants of this weapons, there was just new weapons, whether that be the Peacekeeper Mark II or the nail gun. Whatever it is, they introduced new weapons themselves, and because there was so little of them, when you actually got them, you felt rewarded. Whereas in Infinite Warfare, when I get a supply drop weapon, whether it be a legendary, epic, rare, whatever it is, there's simply so many of them, it doesn't feel special when I get them. Now, of course, there's going to be a few weapons far in between that you do feel special when you get, like the Ripper or whatever you're trying to hunt out. However, with the system that they have, there's just so many different weapons, it doesn't feel special when you get a weapon. Whereas in Black Ops 3, when you got one of those DLC weapons, it was special because they were so so rare. There was so few of them. Also, on top of that, they also seemed attainable. When I play Infinite Warfare, it feels impossible to get all the weapons simply because there's so many of them. It's just unattainable. Whereas when I play Black Ops 3, there's so few of the weapons, it's like, you know, maybe I open 10 supply drops and I get 2 of the new weapons, and we're like a quarter of the way to all of the ranged weapons. You know what I mean? There's just less of them, so it feels more attainable to actually eventually get all of the weapons. Whereas in Infinite Warfare, it feels impossible to get a total of like 300 and more as they release more DLC weapons on top of that. Now, just to keep things clear, I'm not saying I enjoy supply drop weapons or I want them to keep coming out, but what I am saying is if they're gonna do supply drop weapons, I'd much prefer them have less of them and make them feel more special, whereas in Infinite Warfare, you're just overwhelmed by such a large amount of them. And finally, this is something I hope is amplified in future Call of Duties. Black Ops 3 was a different type of Call of Duty game. Yeah, it had advanced movements, it was somewhat similar to Advanced Warfare, but they made their own movements. They're different, they had specialist characters, they tried to do their own thing with the multiplayer. Sledgehammer did the same thing when they made Advanced Warfare, but then when we look at Infinite Warfare compared to Black Ops 3, it's more of the same thing. It's almost identical to what Black Ops 3 really is. And what I think Call of Duty developers shouldn't be afraid to do is make their own game. Every single year, since Call of Duty is released every single year, I want a different type of game. Maybe one Call of Duty series, whether that be Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, or Treyarch, does a World War II series, and then another group does a Vietnam. Maybe one sticks with the Future Warfare series. But I want every year to get something a little bit different, whereas this year we had Black Ops 3 kind of do their own thing, introduce the new specialist weapon system, and try to make their own game, and then Infinite Warfare comes out, and it's more or less just Black Ops 3 50 years later with a little bit more health. And I would really like to see developers just take risks and make their own Call of Duty game, because I think the more variants we get year after year after year, the more into the games people are really going to get. But hey, only time will tell, and only time will tell what we see from Sledgehammer coming out next year. But to me, those are the things Black Ops 3 really did right. You may disagree with me, you may agree with me, I may have forgot some things, and if I did, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. But like I said earlier in the video, if you liked what you saw and you want to see more Black Ops 3 videos on this channel, the way to show me is by hitting that like button. Like I said, the more likes this video gets, the more likely I am to make more Black Ops 3 videos. Also, on top of that, down in the description, there's links to my Let's Play channel, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all of that crap. You can check that down in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.